Hi, and welcome to another Mystic Dude Division 2 video. Today we're going to be looking at hardwired build again. I've done a video on it before, but this is now TU11. So I'm going to be showing you how to build it and play with it. So basically the hardwired build, you have 4 set on. This build takes advantage of the feedback loop talent, which enables you to reduce your cooldowns on your skills. So we'll have a quick look. So I've got the 4 piece on, mask, backpack, chest and gloves. So on the chest, as you can see, we have positive reinforcement, so that increases the skill damage to 25% along with the feedback loop for the 4 piece. On the backpack, it decreases cooldown on the actual feedback loop, so effectively you're going to get 10-second cooldowns on your skills. To that result, although it's a skill based build, you don't need to stack haste. Haste is just a bonus because you'll be getting 10-second cooldowns. It's mainly used for impact damage skills, so like seeker mines, stingers, artillery turret is probably the best one of the lot. I don't use it, I find it a bit fickle to use, but yeah, you don't need haste. So you're looking for double yellows and you just want to cap your skill damage out. If you get aced on it or status effect, it's just going to be a bonus. So as you can see, they've all got 10% skill damage on. So the weapons, I tend to always run it with an LMG because your weapon damage isn't that great. Having the LMG gives you a bit of impact damage and suppression on the enemies to stop them rushing you. And then a secondary weapon, which gives you a buff to either your skills or your weapon. As you can see, I've got the Harmony on. It's quite a decent rolled one. It's got perfectly in sync, which gives me 20% skill damage and 20% weapon damage, and obviously doubled when both are active. So if I shoot an enemy with me Harmony, you'll see a little gear cog at the bottom come up and count down, then disappear. So there we go. And if I hit it with a skill, you'll see another gear cog come up, and if I shoot it now, you'll see two gear cogs, which then adds the third one for the double. So that's how in sync works. The other buff that you need to watch, and this is the most important one, is if you look at where it says 4 pieces, you'll see a H on top of a W for the brand set. There's a green one at the top where it's next to a hardwired, and then there's a white one next to where it says 4 pieces. If you look on the UI, you can see the HW. Now, when we use feedback loop, it'll go on cooldown. And you'll get a grey one. So if you look now, you can see a grey one. That's the 10-second cooldown for the feedback loop. When it goes off, there we go, I'm back onto my cooldowns. So the way you do this build is I put my mines out, put my stingers out, and it'll immediately reset my mines. As you can see, if I put my mines out again, I've got to wait for that cooldown. I smash my seeker up, my stinger, drop it next to me, my mines are out again. Yeah, so that's how it works. As you can see, I don't know if you're noticing there, the damage is about 3.4 million from Seekers. They did stealth nerf them back in 10.1. If I put in sync up, so I've got double damage, so let's say put my stinger out, shoot them, and then put my Seekers out. We're getting 4 million, as you can see from there. And then likewise, if I put me Seekers out first, and then put my stingers out. My stingers hit quite a lot of decent damage. So that's how it works. So you've just got to watch them cooldowns. You've got to watch that HW for your feedback loop. If you send your skills out too early, I'm trying to demonstrate it. Right, as you can see, both skills are on cooldown. I need to wait for my seekers now. So that's basically how it works. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump in a quick heroic, just one at lower floors, and just show it you in action. Right, so here we are. We're going into bank headquarters on heroic.
You're going to need to get the access codes to the vault to recover the item the hyena stole from Air Force One.
Now the stinger, you can use other skills. I'll cover that in a minute, in a few minutes. But the stinger, what you're using basically your stinger to reset the cooldown on your mines. But you also use it as a protective shield. So I'm not going to bother so much with weapon play. I'm just going to send my skills out. Put my stinger out just to protect the front. Send my seekers out again. Now, as you can see, because my stinger is out there, it's protecting the front of me. But I've got a 20-second cooldown on me seekers. So if I destroy my hive, that brings me seekers back off cooldown. And this time what I'm going to do, because there's only one stack on the stinger, I'm just going to drop it at side of me. Now it puts a defensive sort of shield around me. It's only got 1 or 2 stacks. Puts a defensive shield around me. And then what I can do to reset my seekers, as you can see it's just currently 12, 11. If I pick that up and then drop it down at side of me again, my seekers are automatically reset, and then I can pick my stinger up, and that's now counting up again. So that's what you've got to get used to playing with a hardware build. It's a strong build up to heroic, and you can use it in a team on legendary. If you need to clear a room out or weaken enemies in a room that you can't enter, one of upper floors in the summit. Right, now what you've got to be careful with is, I'm going to try and show you on seekers. I'm going to throw my seekers out, and if you look at the targeting reticule, it'll go red. Or it should go red. If it doesn't have a target, you basically outrange it. It's picked them up. What'll happen is, your seeker cooldown will turn like a brown colour. Basically, it's dead. You've got to hard reset it then. So we'll just clear these, and I'll try and show you with seekers once I've cleared the room. Again, I've got my stinger protecting me. There you go, look at that. So there's still one enemy. Let's put a bit of gunfire on him. Pick up my stinger, drop it down to reset my seekers, send my seekers out. And I've still got this protective shield around me. Right. So that's killed. So what I'm going to do now is show you the on the seekers. Show you the. So if I chuck it out now, there's no targets. The seeker will come back to me, and you can see it's browned out. I cannot pick my seekers up. It'll just stay at the floor. You need to watch for that, because the only way to do it is to hard reset it by keeping hold of the button till you destroy it, and then it puts it on cooldown. You get the full 30-second cooldown, but if you've got feedback loop, just drop your stinger, pick it up, mines are off cooldown again. That's basically how it works. Now, also as well, there's not a lot of choice for mods on them. So I've got damage on that one, damage on that. I haven't been lucky enough to get 5% damages. I've just got an extra mine on that. On the stinger, I've actually got a slot missing there for some reason. So I'll put that in. Stinger charges, just duration. They're a bit underwhelming, the mods, since the last few TU updates. But that's all I've got on that. Now, because you've got feedback loop resetting your skills, the strongest skill you can use on this build is the artillery turret. Yeah, as you can see there, it does a lot of damage. It's got a short cooldown anyway, so even if you mess up your cooldowns, you've still only 10-second cooldown. Or depending on how much air you've got, 10, 11, 12 seconds on your artillery turret. It does a lot of damage. The two set that we run underneath, I should have mentioned before, I run one piece Wyvern for 10% skill damage, and then one piece China Light for 15% explosive damage. And I'm running specialization with the grenade launcher, again for the explosive damage. That adds to the damage on your Seeker Mine. Now these can be either way, depending what pieces you get. You can even swap with mask and gloves. The main two pieces that are important are the chest and the backpack. So if you know, don't worry too much, but it tends to work best. One piece Wyvern, one piece China Light. Now if you're running against the Black Tusk, you might want to run Pulse and run Jammer Pulse. Yeah. So you're gonna have a lot of pulses on the Black Tusk, on the electronics. You might want to run something with traps, reduce cooldown, 10-second cooldown for traps. You're running legendary with your team, you're going to constantly have traps out. Yeah. So that's where it'll benefit. Firefly as well. For blinder, you just constantly can spam the blind to get, you know, instead of having a 20-second cooldown, you're running in a team with DPS, you've got now a 10-second cooldown. You're sending blinder out, and you're basically keeping them mobs crowd controlled, CC'd, so that your team can kill them. So now we're going to show where this build falls down. So I'll be right back. I'll just get upstairs. Right, so here we are upstairs. Obviously, this is a boss room. This is where this build falls down. Because we haven't got a lot of gun damage, you find it very hard to take heavies down or to destroy bosses. So you've got to play smart and get lucky. So let's try and clear all the minions out first. Got me. Would help if I could hit him, wouldn't it? I'm going to put it down as a defensive shield now. Send me, and now I'm going to use me LMG to try and get a bit of damage on him. As you can see, I'm taking a lot of damage. You've no defense. If I destroy my stinger now, it opens up that area for him to come into, and they will rush me. because of the nerf they did on the Seekers, it doesn't do a great lot of damage on the heavies. Another alternative would be to run a build with Sadist, so you're getting extra weapon damage from the bleed. Put that down to try and protect myself. So as you can see, that took quite a lot of getting down. You just don't have the gun damage on the enemies that will come close to you. The boss is actually easier to take down here than the heavy. That's why I left him till last. I'm going to kill my Stinger to get my Seekers back out. Oops, keep your head down, Mystic. I'm watching from the feedback loop. Put my Stinger out just to protect that ground in front of me. Send my Seekers out again. Get a few licks on him with weapon. He'll start to go eventually.
Checking for the key card.
That Stinger's just killed him. As you saw there, my Stinger were hitting him for like 1.3 million. So it does hit hard. Let's see what we got. Probably got nothing. Half decent, not usable though. So that basically is how you use and play with the hardware build. It's all about using that feedback loop to get your cooldowns, to keep your skills going out. So you can use, I use the Stinger as not only an offensive skill against the lower mobs, I use it as a defensive skill as well, because it puts the AI on the mobs will avoid it, and you can basically put a defensive ring around yourself. It's not a gimme. Some mobs will run through it and will attack you, which is why it's good to have something like an LMG or a shotgun, just to give that bit of a suppression or a stun effect on them to give you a chance to move away. As with any build, there's positives and negatives on it. The positives are you can keep your head down, do a lot of damage from distance, just chip away from them. The negatives is it's not a quick build. You've got to be patient. And the other negative is you lose a lot of gunplay because your guns are not that strong. If you can get a decent in-sync gun like that, then you've still got a little bit of a decent gunplay, especially when you've got the perfectly in-sync buff up, because you're going to get another 40% damage on that. But with a skill build, you're not going to have a lot of crit chance and crit damage, so don't expect too much from your weapons. It's all about the skills. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, leave a comment below. If you'd like to see another build, just hit me up in Discord. And for now, Mystic Dude out.